Hey, what's up, everybody? Pat here, gratefully recovering alcoholic and addict, just like every day. Guys, please don't forget to subscribe, leave the video a like, drop me a comment, and by all means, share it with anybody you think might get something out of it. Other than that, here we go, guys. How we all doing today? Yeah, again, what an absolutely beautiful. I think we hit 78 degrees according to the dashboard of my truck today. Sunny, gorgeous. Yeah, busy day. Got a lot of work done. Like just had a good day. A couple pivots throughout the day like they usually are. Got a call from a friend in the program that we're going to be celebrating the 1 year of somebody that's in our group. We're all getting together. I was asked if I could drive, so I'm going to make a point of cleaning out my truck so I can fit anybody in there. Good opportunity to clean my truck. That's it, man. It's a good day. We're probably gonna have some shitty weather this weekend. That's okay too. It's still, it's spring, but we're still not quite there yet. But I'm enjoying the day. I took time to stop for a few minutes this afternoon and just chill. Ended my day, not really ended my day. I took a pause in my day and hit the gym. It was nice to throw on a tank top and shorts and just get some fresh air outside. Guys, I'm happy. I'm building. I'm enjoying recovery, and again, it's my program. It's my recovery. So I'm just learning to do it to the best of my ability. But it gets better and better as I start to do more work. And as you guys know, I recently got a sponsor, so I'm starting to officially go through the steps. So I've been living them in my life, and guys, they are the keys to victory. Obviously life will get better if you stop doing drugs, but if you want to live a life of recovery, there's a difference between abstaining from drugs or alcohol and living a life in recovery. And the difference is working the steps and taking the knowledge that you get from that, just becoming a better person and finding a way to just live a better life, right? Our own recovery is what we're going to talk about today, guys. Obviously, it's a fairly to the point reading. I don't know there'll be a whole lot of discussion, so it might be a shorter video, and that's okay. But it's a very important one, and it's just very to the point. Our own recovery. The steps are our solution. They are our survival kit. They are our defense. They are our defense against addiction, a deadly disease. Our steps are the principles that make our recovery possible. There are a lot of things to like in recovery. The meetings, for one, are great. We get to see friends, hear some inspiring stories, share some practical experience, maybe even meet up with our sponsor. The campouts, conventions, the dances, they're all wonderful. Clean fun in the company of other recovering addicts. But the heart of our recovery program is the 12 steps. In fact, they are the program. We've heard it say we cannot stay clean by osmosis. In other words, we can't just attend meetings, no matter how many, and expect to breathe recovery through the pores of our skin. Recovery, as another saying goes, is an inside job, and the tools that we use in working that inside job are the 12 steps. Hearing endlessly about acceptance is one thing. Working the first step for ourselves is something very different. Stories about making amends may be, and in fact are, quite inspiring. Yet, nothing will give us the freedom from remorse that taking the 9th step ourselves will give us. The same applies to all 12 steps. There is much to appreciate about recovery, but to get the most from our recovery, we must work the 12 steps for ourselves. Then the affirmation is just for today. I want everything my personal program has to offer. I will work the steps for myself. And guys, and that's the thing. We say there's so many different slogans I could say on top of that. We stay clean one day at a time. We stay clean for ourselves, and nobody else can get clean for you. And like for me, that's always worked out. I remember way back when I first started doing these things, I would try to stop drinking because a girlfriend was mad at me because of things I did on vacations, or I crashed a car, or I got locked up, or back before I got so deep into it that I just pushed everybody away. And then even the last 6 years of my run when I was married, it was I'm not gonna bring personal stuff into it just because I don't want to upset somebody else, but it was a toxic marriage. She was drinking for the majority of it. I was doing drugs for all of it. she got clean through pain and didn't work a program. And it's funny because now I'm working a program, and she's happy that I'm sober, I'm clean. She's technically not drinking anymore. She's not drinking, period. But she's not working a recovery program. Let's leave it at that. Pain got her to stop drinking. Still smokes a ton of pot. Doesn't do a lot beyond that. So she's doing so much better, and it's a perfect example. Her life is manageable today because she's not drinking, but she's not particularly happy. She's constantly borrowing and calling me to ask for money. Like, she is not working a program to address the other issues she has in her life, so she's not progressing. She's back with family well enough, so mommy bought her condo, mommy bought her car, so she's maintaining. Guys, I'm thriving. Like, nobody needs to buy me a car. I bought my own car. Nobody needs to buy me a condo. I'm going to buy rental properties. Like, this recovery has taught me to not only fix the broken things about myself, and again, not perfect. I'm not saying I'm perfect. By far, I'm very far from it. But I'm the best version of myself that anybody has ever seen. And that's a beautiful thing. That has allowed me to take all my positive attributes and lead from them, and then to fix the disasters in my life by acknowledging my deficiencies, my weaknesses, my insecurities, my areas that I was lacking, and just not freaking out about it, not feeling less than, not blaming somebody else, but just honestly looking at them and saying, okay, well, why am I doing them? Well, what's it going to take to stop doing them? What can I do to fix them? What can I do to change them? And boom, I have as much as I can, as much as I can identify to the best of my ability. Again, progress, not perfection. But I do so on a daily basis. And lo and behold, I'm suddenly in a position where everybody's coming to me to borrow. People calling me to bail them out. People calling me for advice. And again, that can get overwhelming. So I made sure that I went and found myself the best possible sponsor. I surround myself with knowledgeable, good people in the program so I can bounce things off of them. And I learned to say no. A friend of mine called me at the end of the day today, and today was another one of those days where I just a couple points during the day, I'm trying to get things done, and boom, just 18 calls that come at the same time, and then somebody's calling me back going, "Oh, did you look that up?" And I'm like, I haven't even had a chance to do so. I will call you back. And I maintained composure, and I was kind about it. And I got through it all. At one point, I had to pull over to the side of the road because I could no longer drive and handle all the calls and stuff coming in. So I did. I pulled into a parking lot. I got out my notebook and I just went through it all. And because of it, I've got all this work coming in. I've got all this work lined up. Matter of fact, I got to double check. I may have missed one call, but I told somebody I was busy. I'd get back to him. So if I don't get back to him today, I'll get back to him tomorrow. These are all things I could never do when I was in active addiction because my head was so muddled with drugs, and I wasn't looking at my deficiencies and wasn't seeing the patterns of failure in my life, so I continued to do them. Instead, today I look at them and say, oh, well, you know what? I get overwhelmed and I shut down. Well, we got to work on that. I've got to learn to be more efficient, to be more organized, to pay more attention so that I'm able to take on, like, the amount of work that I take on and deal with today. It's funny, my buddy, we were talking about at the end of the day, because he's like, oh, you're never available, and I need this and I need that. And I'm like, not my problem. You want to be, and he got over it. He accepted that. I'm like, you know what? I do have to do a bit of work. He wants to work on this truck. I got to do some work on my truck. There's something going on with my steering column and it's a bearing, so I'm going to order that. And I said possibly Saturday afternoon, see what we can do. And he got to asking me because he's also kind of in business for himself since he lost his job. I quit my job. We used to work at the same place. And he's like, geez, what are you advertising somewhere? Like, how are you so busy? And I laughed. I'm like, dude, no way. I'm like, I wouldn't dare advertise. If I get any more work, I'm going to lose my mind. I get all I can handle. And he's, well, how is it? I go, it's because I work a program in my life, Chris. I'm good to people. I do good work. I'm kind. I'm compassionate. I look at their point of view. I don't let my personal issues, I don't bring them to work with me. And I'm just doing good work, and I get along with people because I'm taking the things I've learned in my recovery program and I'm applying them to my work life. And like, same situation. If anything, he's actually got more qualifications in one field than I do. And I do a lot of others, so it all works out. But I'm super booked and busy, and he can't seem to understand that. And he's like, oh, I'm taking a trip, and because I just need to get away because I don't have enough work. Well, I'm trying to book a trip so I can get away because I need a minute to recharge my batteries. And I tell you, he's scraping. And again, I'm not trying to compare myself. There I go, breaking my own rule, comparing myself to somebody else. But it's one working a program, one not, and that's the difference, guys. When you work a program, you're going to find solutions. The 12 steps are your solutions. When you honestly work the 12 steps, I'm not saying they have the solution to every answer, but they are the baseline to get you to where you can feel comfortable with yourself. You can see the patterns in your life. You can make up with people so that you can function in your own community, because they'll get you through fixing the mistakes that you've made, honoring and making amends for those mistakes. And that invites beauty into your world. And you can put that behind you and you can start focusing on what you want to put your energy into. But you can do so as a sober, clear headed, clean headed, not filled with, not a person filled with guilt or remorse that has no confidence about themselves. You can go out and you can step into your next chapter of life with confidence. And again, keep in mind, recovery is a journey, not a destination. So you stay plugged in so that because guys, if you're anything like I am, and most of us are, we've never really dealt with a lot of adult situations. So as you go out and you're living this new life that's so foreign to everything and opposite of everything we ever did, a lot of things are going to come up. But when you're working the steps and you've been through them properly and you have a sponsor and you have a recovery network, you get the shared experience of what other people have been through. You get the knowledge of the steps, and then you get knowledge of good experience of other situations like that you can apply. And that's where confidence comes from, guys. Confidence comes from doing things that give you anxiety and then getting through them. And you get the experience of knowing that you can. That's where confidence comes from. Doing things and doing them right builds confidence, builds character. It's what if you want to expand and move further, and every one of us should, then that's what it builds, is gives you the ability to do so. I'm still fairly early in my official step work this time around, though again, I've been working them in my life as the best of my ability, but I'm thrilled with the fact that I'm actually doing writing. I've actually got a notebook. As a matter of fact, I hope I left it. I might have set my truck. I have to go out and get it so I can do some step work writing tonight. But that's one of the things I'm going to do is, after this beautiful day, I'm going to do some step work writing. I'm going to make myself a nice dinner. I'm going to take a nice, nice shower and go to bed early and get up tomorrow, because I've got I got a very busy day tomorrow. And working the steps, working recovery program has got me to understand that, I can face anything that comes my way, but I do so better when I'm prepared. So that's what I'm talking about right now. Everything I do tonight is in preparation for tomorrow. Rather than saying, it's the first 80 degree or close to 80 degree day, it's beautiful out, let me go, whatever, right? No, I've got important responsibilities for tomorrow, and I'm going to honor them, and I'm going to prolong that gratification, because I'm going to go out and celebrate when I'm part owner of the first construction property, or I buy my first home, or any of so many other things. But just because it's a sunny day, I'm not going to go out and go crazy when I have important responsibilities. And these are things I never did before, guys. These are why my life is moving in the right direction. It's why I get to be overwhelmed by phone calls with people who look to come to me. But the difference today, guys, friends, they pay me for it. It gives me opportunities. Like, it's given me financial security I never dreamed I'd ever see. And I'm, again, just getting started. Just getting warmed up. I had a fantastic day at the gym. It's funny, you see the difference. It's a combination of going there regularly and then going there and standing out in that crowd for hard work. I see the difference now. Every time I walk in the gym, whoever's working behind the desk, they know who I am, and they just treat me with a little more respect, because they know I'm quiet, I'm not boisterous. I come in and I just do my thing, and I'm not sitting on the machine on my phone. I wipe everything. I just do everything to the best of my ability. And then I put up more weight than anybody in the place, because I come consistently and work hard. And they see that, and they acknowledge that. And that's what happens in every area of my life today, guys. Every time I go to my doctors, they're like, "Oh my God, we're so excited to see you," because I'm working a recovery program and actually getting the full benefits of working the steps. So it's incredibly noticeable, and that's what I'm trying to get to, guys. There's so many people fighting the disease of addiction, and I give every one of you credit and every one of you love. But if you want accolades and you want to make improvements, work the 12 steps, right? Go deeper, work harder, do something extra, And suddenly you're going to be that person when you walk in the room, like, oh, that's throwing the horseshoe up their ass, or they've got it, and look what they've done, and they're the example of everything that's possible. There's no better feeling in the world. I can tell you firsthand, from being the black sheep in every situation, the person most likely to go off the rails, or to be the person that every time I walk into a room, somebody has something to say about the exceptional and extra work that I do in the field of recovery and in my business, the extra rewards that I'm getting, the extra weight I'm putting up at the gym. Just I've managed to find a way. And again, I didn't have the capacity for any of that, but I do so much work in trying to have knowledge of God's will for me and the power to carry it out properly, thanking Him for doing so, taking leaps of blind faith, and just going out and doing as much as I can to the best of my ability and doing the right thing because it's the right thing to do. I'm getting rewarded and showered. Good things are being showered upon me daily because I'm putting my effort in, and I'm putting in extra effort in every opportunity. It's working miracles in my life in every way, shape, or form, and I absolutely love it. I'm not going to change a thing. As I gain the capacity to do more, I'm going to do more. Guys, it's beautiful. Like next month, I'm almost 1 month away from being 53 years old, and I look 10 years younger than I did when I turned 52 last year, and I'm so incredibly grateful for that. Life is beautiful when you allow it to be, when you take the proper steps. The most important steps you'll ever take are the first 12. Take them, do them, work them to the best of your ability, work them in every area of your life. Work them like your life depended on it, because it does. Guys, that's the video for today. Thank you so much for being here with me. Hope you're all out enjoying this absolutely beautiful day. Always remember, God loves you. I love you. We'll see you in the next one.